Hardhat's all about showing up to play hard, doing what it takes to win.
If you want to cement legacy, win another.
He's your third center.
You don't want to pump him up too much, but it's hard not to.
This is maybe the most I've ever agreed with you.
What's up, everyone? This is Noah Dalzell, and I'm here with Bobby Manning after the Celtics' second to last practice of the preseason, where we heard from Jaylen Brown, Joe Mazzulla, and Sam Hauser, all of which you can find on the CLNS Media YouTube channel. But I think most importantly, we heard from Jaylen, who gave us a little bit of an update on how his hamstring tweak, is what he called it, is progressing after he hurt that last Wednesday in the last preseason game. Here's what he had to say about that.
We'll see. We'll take it one day at a time. But as of now, I feel great. I wasn't too concerned. I didn't think it was nothing, so I was fine. Yeah, just maybe a little tweak, but nothing crazy.
So that's positive to me, the fact that he's in play, and it's still possible they stay on the side of caution and send him out of a game or two to begin the year, but it doesn't look like he's going to miss significant time. I kept going back to Sabonis's hamstring strain, which is going to keep him out a week or so, and Jaylen's had a week here to get through practices. He got through one today. Joe Mazzulla mentioned to us. But I was also interested in, the intensity of this camp. Like, is that bringing about something like this? Is that wearing on guys so far? And Jaylen talked a little bit about that too.
I feel good. I think Joe's done a great job of setting the tone, the pace, the energy, the style that we need to survive and the style that we need to play every single night. Obviously we're less talented than we have been before, less experienced than we have been before. So this is the style of basketball we have to play. We got to double down on it if we want to be successful. I think Joe is done a good job of that. He's maybe been a little crazy, but a little crazy is needed at times. I'm okay with that, So you got to be a little crazy if you want to win or you want to, outperform people's expectations. So I think Joe has done a great job.
So not a direct answer there. I was just interested to hear what he said. We all know it's been crazy. We all know it's been intense at times.
Oh, hey.
And we, just seeing how it goes about, how guys are coming out of those kind of practices, the intensity of them, is that tougher to recover from usual? And Jaylen said, it's been crazy, but didn't actually comment specifically on that.
That was a nice little cameo from Joe. I didn't recognize his voice. I was like, who is that? That's so excited to see us. I was just going to say, I don't think personally that the whole idea that the Celtics are practicing harder or they're playing a more rigorous style or any of that is going to actually impact injuries. We don't know what minute distribution is going to look like. It actually might be that minutes are going down this season because of the fact that you have, more guys in the rotation. Joe's mentioned 11, 12 players a night potentially. And so to me, we have no reason to believe that at this point. And I know Peyton Pritchard was asked about that a little bit as well because he had a tough shooting night.
Yeah, the neck
And I
cut.
think, not that night, but when Corrales was asking him about whether the tough shooting night could potentially be related to the fact that he's now doing more rebounding or more on the defensive end. And he was like, we're going to have bad shooting nights. Jaylen's going to have hamstring tweaks. I don't think that we have any reason at this point to think that any of that is related to camp being more physical or camp being more difficult. In fact, being in really good shape and being in really good game shape this early on is probably a good thing for preventing those injuries later on. So everybody's talking about how they're in better shape than they have been in previous years.
Yeah, they've had to tailor their bodies to this. And I asked Sam today, when did you guys know to start preparing for this? And he said there wasn't a specific time. It just built up over the offseason as they became aware of the play style that they were going to have to start this year. The year does start on Wednesday. Jaylen's out there. Embiid looks like he's going to be out there. What do we expect?
I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, honestly, the 76ers-Celtics rivalry has not been quite itself in the last year or two with all the 76ers injuries. And obviously the Celtics are not their full strength like Jason Tatum self, but both teams are going to be down at least one critical player, but it sounds like Embiid should be good to go. It sounds like Jaylen, I would lean, is going to be good to go. So it'll be a lot of fun to be back in the Garden and to see a team that's had a lot of fun moments over the past few years battle it out.
And that's what you want to see. Especially they're going to play each other 3 times, over the first month here, possibly in the same position in the East, depending on how health goes. So the more times you can actually see these teams go head-to-head with everybody involved, the better. Now, if Jaylen sits, it's going to be difficult against Embiid and company there. I actually think that team can be really good if Embiid's part of the mix more often than not this year. And for the Celtics, we had this conversation last time. Can you survive without Jaylen? It looked good in the first preseason game there. They're going to do it in waves. But when it comes down to a close game late, that's where you're going to need a guy like that. And watching White, Pritchard, if they don't have Jaylen try to replicate that, is going to be interesting, especially once you get down to the final minutes of the game.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, the final minutes is when it's going to become more critical. But my understanding of what this team's play style is going to look like is that it's not going to be so heavily dependent on one or two players, probably less so than it has been in previous years. So I think they'll be able to survive Jaylen's absence if he sits opening night. But from what we've seen, the fact that he went through a full practice and we're still 48 hours away, more than 40 hours away from opening night, I think he'll be good to go. I think he's excited. I think he wants to be out there. And no restrictions in a practice is a really good sign.
Yep. So we'll be back tomorrow. We got more coverage of the final practice before opening night, and we'll have a full preview then of Celtics 76ers.
No one's sneaking a vegan brownie by me, I'll tell you that.
Okay, you know what, John? We're going to do it.
You have to feel that way too, Bobby.
I have to
Same,
feel that
same
way.
to you.
Let's fly out over and make Luke your first center.
Bobby, we gave you Luke hour early. We're not going to end this on a damn conversation about Luke